Just picked up this beauty with a supercharger for a low sum of money. I just realized it has a mismatched wheel. Oh well, we'll find wheels for it. But 03 Pontiac GTP with 130 something thousand miles on it, and transmission's already been built. Already a fast car. Welcome back to Old Junk and a Dog. As you can see here, I have a bit of a wreck project. It's got an issue in this area right here. However, the frame rails are pretty straight still, so I'm just kind of more or less worried about the radiator and the core support and that, that engine dog bone there. That's a bit of an issue. However, we are going to bring new life into this 2003 Pontiac GTP. And overall, this car is not in horrible shape. It's been used. It's not high miles. It's got 137 on it. Got a little rust. It's from Indiana. Got little bits here and there. But the reason I purchased this car is that right there, supercharger. And not only does it have a supercharger, but it's got headers wrapped around. It's got a shift kit in the transmission. I'm told it's got some ZZP performance parts spackled in amongst everything, and that's cool. But though I've driven it, this car is quick. I mean, it's still, even despite the hit, it actually still steers nice and straight. However, the radiator has seen better days. It's leaking pretty profusely right there, so I haven't driven it a heck of a lot, just 5 minutes there, here and there. But it is something I'm going to put back on the road and get some new life to. Now, the first thing I gotta do to this car is I gotta get this radiator out. The radiator is no good, therefore it needs to come out and be replaced. There's nothing you do when a plastic tank breaks. I might save that. That might need to be straightened out later. It was right before. Good news. We're just putting bolts we find back in the holes for right now. I feel like, yeah, that probably goes there. Line the bolts up on the cowl. And we need to get this outer fender off. see what we got to work with. I like to get this core support and this frame rail back to okay, got the lift rigged up on this car with the chain. I'm gonna give it a little pull, see if we can pull this front end up a little bit. All right, car's hanging from it. Now already starting to straighten things up a little bit. This is going to require some jerking with a chain and some finagling, but I kind of wanted to be careful right around this because that's where the computer's at. So yeah, show my setup here. Chain, hoist, tire off ground. It's already pulled it up a little bit. We don't need to pull this up too much higher, except in that corner, but we also need to pull it out. Okay, now look at those dog bones, nice and straight. I mean, this is all effed anyway, but what are you gonna do about it? You can replace everything, I suppose, but Now at least we got the dog bone straight and the core support back where it's supposed to be. That's going to be a win right there, I think. I straightened this bar. As you see, we got the hole lined up there, and the holes are more or less lined up right there after jerking out with the tractor. So I think we got her straight enough for what we need to do. I mean, this side's still kinked in a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. That's stuff that you're just not going to be able to deal with unless you want to cut it all up and pound it back out, which at this point may or may not happen. Next step is getting this radiator out because, yeah, the tank's completely cracked on this end. So try to get that cleaned out, get the fans out. I have run it enough to know the fans are working, so that's a good thing. Start taking some of this plastic and junk off and get it out of the way. Wait till it get dark. It's too dang hot out here. But first things first, we get these things out. See that they've been painted really well. And bent. That one's been bent. Cool. We're going to take those out because they obviously are the wrong color. I can't handle all the blue speed. So throw those on the floor. And then we need to see what else needs to come out on this. Just take all this bullshit off and get to the radiator. That's the trick. Okay. These aren't super friendly to get all apart, but coming that way. And I could have lifted this up on the lift and actually made my life a little easier getting to the bottom mounts. And I got 2 transmission cooler lines you have to do. Yay. Thieves, junk, trash, and sweat. It is not any cooler at night. I'm trying to cool off, but it is dang warm. Okay, I've got almost all the lines disconnected, except for one apparently. As I turn on the camera. But that's the easy one to get to. It's the last one. It's the last one. Thinking I'm going to go ahead and do the AC condenser on this thing before I put the radiator in. Which means I have to wait and order more parts, but on this thing. Get out of here. Yay, radiator. Got some lovely different colored coolants in it. Wonderful. All right. It's hot. So you want to hear something funny? Now I got this radiator out. I realized something. I had seen that the condenser was unplugged for some reason, and I hadn't really figured out why. Then I got to looking. See this bracket right here? That's an idler for the serpentine belt. That's an AC delete, which probably means that it was AC deleted, so this header would fit in here. So, do I get speed parts or do I get air conditioning? And do I want to deal with it? I feel like I might make a trip to the salvage yard and pick up some air conditioning parts just for fun. You know, joy. I was really hoping to have an air conditioned car for once. Okay, got the idler pulley pulled off. All that pulled out, got the condenser out. And my buddy Sean has a car he does not care about too much, so I'm buying all the AC components off that car. So we have a solution. Alrighty, working away on this. Got the fans out. We're going to remove that AC compressor, that dryer, and then the condenser from this car. The reason why we're removing it is this car was saved from a farm, and let's just say you don't want to turn the blower on this car. That's pretty much been the issue with this vehicle for the last few years. So we're going to take the air conditioning system out of this one because it's not being used anyway, and we're going to stick it in the GTP that will use air conditioning at some point, hopefully. All right, I have what is possibly the world's finest AC compressor. I have the dryer, I have the condenser out of the other car. That's the dryer that was in this car. It's been sitting open for a very long time. And now we're going to see if headers will actually work. We got the other car put back together with the accessory pulley put in. And now we're just going to see if we can fit this stuff in here and make it work. I'm not too extremely worried about it working or not working. I just want to have all the components put in place. And then I can diagnose the system and decide what needs to actually be replaced and what's put in new. But that's okay. I mean, I can do that at a later point. Right now, it's more important to get everything put in this car, get a new radiator in it, get it running, make sure it runs good, doesn't overheat, has, does fast things, and we'll go from there. But all my measurements say this will fit with that header. Now, whether or not they'll fit nicely with that header remains to be seen. Well, as you can see, it actually fits. And what I was concerned about most was this angle right here. I want to make sure that it wasn't going to get into the exhaust manifold. So that's good. I think it'll all work. Just adds to the mystery why that was removed from this car to begin with, because it all fits. So maybe they're looking for another 5 horsepower. Who knows? But I think I'll give up 5 horsepower for air conditioning. So that's what I'm trying to do anyway. Alrighty. New red end, new air conditioning parts, condenser, dryer, pump, hoses. Painted the engine mounts and the front just a little bit, just to kind of clean her up a little bit because, too much blue. I'll leave the supercharger. The blue supercharger is kind of cool. Cool. But at any rate, everything's back together except for the pile of belts on the hood or on the windshield. And you put all those, figure out which direction they do whatever. I kind of just jerked them off and didn't look at them. Throw the battery back in, coolant jug, and it's ready to fill up with coolant and to drive out of here, I think. Well, next step of the process is I need a battery hold down if I'm going to race this car. So, and of course, it's got a broken bolt. But it can't be stuck if it's liquid. Try warming up the outside first, see if I actually can get pulled out. Nice thing is I have all my nice flammable stuff right here next to me. Quite a common problem on these cars. Turn red hot. Some people say quench it. I say turn red hot, then try to turn it. Nice, I get to the backside of this one. Okay, everything's red hot. Yeah, let's just see if we can get a grip on what's off this bolt. Oh, like butter. Like butter. Problem solved. Okay, we have a new problem. This is what it does. Start up, security light goes off like it's supposed to. Yep. Didn't start that time. No start. Turn it all the way off. Oh no, not doing it at all. This is a new problem. Okay, I've been working on this car for a little bit, and I've had a little bit of an issue. The irony is not lost on me. The ACM died, so my OBD2 car, without a carburetor, is having OBD2 problems. My best guess is when I was hammering this corner right here, since that ECM is right there, I jostled something too much and it's no longer happy. The car itself is all ready to go. I mean, everything's installed. But all we have now is a crank no start, which is no fun. As you see over there, I do have spark, but I have no injector pulse. The fuel pressure is fine. I have power and ground at the connector at the ECM. However, I do not have any signal where I can actually plug into my code readers and actually scan anything. It just shows up as it's not there. So, like I said, the irony is not lost on me. My OBD2 car is having OBD2 problems. I guess I could fix the tire though. So, new ECM ordered, flashed with the VIN. I went ahead and ordered a crank sensor and a cam sensor. And the alternator was giving me problems before I brought it in here. So it's got a new alternator coming. And belts and a tensioner. And we're going to get this thing running and driving nice. That is the plan. However, we are waiting on parts. So here we're going to have to leave it for a little bit. Okay. New computer just set gently in there for right now. I have a new air box I'm going to put in this area. I'm going to do away with the chrome air cleaner just because I don't want water being injected into this thing. Let's try turning the key, see what happens. Everything comes up to life. Boost gauges. And we have ignition. It does sound that much happier. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Never mind the rattling alternator. I got a new one coming for one of those. That one's kind of being iffy. Your ECM seems to be doing a trick. And makes cool supercharger noises, so I'm pretty happy. Got the cooling system burped. Got heat in the inside. Might actually take a vacuum and vacuum down the AC components and get that cooling down too. Let's see where we go from there. Before we get too far, I think I probably should check the power steering fluid. You know, it does sound like it's a little on the low side. You know, like the empty side, yeah. I'll put some in. extremely happy. Almost like this car's been wrecked or something. All right, the engine is performing great. The brakes leave a lot to be desired. You probably can hear in the video, but we got grindy going on over here. We have an ABS light on, so probably have a wheel bearing out, if I were just to guess. Got the Chevy wheels on it, and I think she's all set up and ready to go. Now, you need to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see what happens to this Grand Prix GTP coming up next. So just stay tuned to Old Junk and a Dog.